Hello everyone, my name is Prime and welcome back to this episode of ATS Showcases, and today we are here in the Texas DLC once again, and I'm up in the northwestern side of the map, and we're going from here in Wichita Falls over to Amarillo with this large reservoir here as a special transport. This is one of the new special transport routes, one of the 7 new transport routes besides me just completely second guessing myself, but we're going to go ahead and get on the road. One, so they don't possibly fail me for sitting here too long, because I have PTSD from the time I did that in a recording, and a Prime wasn't very happy, and I have my beacons on. Yes, I do. And we're going to get rolling here as I continue. But yeah, we're up here in the northwestern side of the map, kind of just seeing how different it is from where I was more south or kind of central-ish, but southern for the first look video, which... First of all, may I say huge thank you to both SES Software for providing me the Texas DLC. Once again, it looks truly incredible. Huge thank you to them for doing that. They're absolute legends. Second of all, huge thank you to you guys for supporting here on the channel, making this all possible. These first look videos and early access videos on DLCs possible. It's just up to you guys. Huge thank you to that, and also for supporting the first look video. It's doing very well, and looks like a lot of you have been enjoying that. Once again, thank you guys so much for the support here on the channel. It means a lot. I will also say once again, this is an early access build, as you can tell by the little banner that's up on screen right now. This is an early access build of the game and DLC, so if you see anything that is kind of out of the ordinary, don't worry, it will be fixed. Now, I'm going to assume my escort vehicles are down at the end of the road, because this is a legitimate special transport. You do need the DLC if you want to be doing these special transports. You can go on the routes as much as you want. You're just not going to have the vehicles and the massively oversized cargoes. You can still do hauls on these routes, no problem. They're all in the game stock anyways, or at least in the Texas DLC, that is. So whenever the DLC does release, you can do that if you so choose to. But when it comes to the special transport routes, and doing this in particular with the full legit escort vehicles and stuff, you're going to have the DLC for that. I do highly recommend getting it. It's a very fun DLC, really tests your driving skills, and just kind of add some jeopardy to deliveries. And if you guys have seen some of my heavy haul videos in the past, you know I love to run a curb or a sign over here and there just to make it fun. There it is, our escort vehicle, a cop car. And we should have a follow vehicle behind us here, as people are not happy with the traffic, and yet our rear escort gunner is there as well. We got some construction happening here too. Oh, that's not construction. What am I talking about? That is a wreck. Hopefully everyone's okay. My word, tow trucks there, collapse of a trailer. That's not good. That's not good indeed. Hopefully everyone's doing well. I certainly am. Just happy to be here on Texas once again. What can I say? Truly incredible DLC. So what the plan is I'm going to be over here in the... Well, of course, I'm here in the western side of the state. For this delivery was kind of southern area for the first look. I'm going to be in the eastern section where all the trees are supposed to be. Over there for the next episode, and then from there we'll probably go more central or just wherever you guys want. Please, if you have any recommendations for deliveries, whether it's just trucks, trailers, or places you want to visit in Texas, let me know down in the comments. Once I've got I've got some videos planned, obviously, that I'm going to be doing, but I'd be more than happy to throw in some request deliveries as well, depending on what you guys want to see. I am both here to explore the Texas DLC, do what I enjoy, and also basically give you guys an opportunity to see the DLC and see if you want to buy it. You have, well, as of recording this video now, just shy of a week of being able to do or make your decision if you want to. And honestly, there is no timeline. You can buy it whenever you want. But until the release date on the 15th, you've got some time to be able to figure out if you want to, well, purchase the DLC or not. I know it can be I don't honestly know at this point if a price has been posted yet. I'm honestly not... I don't even want to make a guess and poke at it and see where the DLC could potentially lie in terms of price point, considering it is massive. And just look at this. This is what the western side of the state is supposed to be. Just some hill, but generally just flat. Like very little vegetation. Kind of just really open and the classic Texan size of just everything's massive and just open and vast. Really cool area to be delivering through today. Now the delivery, you may have noticed, isn't overly long. You know, I want this to get up to you guys because I'm doing videos pretty much just back-to-back days here. Hopefully if you're watching this on launch day, this should, or release day of the video. I shouldn't say launch day, that may get confused. If you're watching this on the day of release for the video, hopefully you're enjoying your Friday. If you're watching it on a different day, hopefully your day is treating you well. I'm really hoping to have another Texas DLC video out on Saturday. So keep that in mind as well. Unless if something happens, and you know YouTube sometimes has a mind of its own, there should be another video happening Saturday, which is really kind of exciting, and that's going to be well, if this one's the Western delivery, that video will be the Eastern delivery. To be honest, I haven't done that yet, so we're just going with it, but that will be the plan, and who knows when I actually record it. Obviously, it'll be very soon because I don't have a whole lot of time for a turnaround. Nonetheless, there's lots of content here on Texas, and please put your recommendations in the comments, and any other questions you have about the DLC, I'll do my best to answer them in the upcoming videos. It's basically your time to ask questions. I mean, you can ask questions at any point. I'm always happy to answer, and even after the release, but in the early access phase, leading up to the launch day, you have plenty of time to ask questions, and hopefully me be able to answer them quickly in videos too. Texas is just really incredible. There's no real other way of saying it. Oh, got a water tower over there. It looks like some form of industrial plant too, which is very neat. I wonder what that is. It looks like some form of potentially processing plant. I don't know if it's technically not on the map for a delivery point. Nonetheless, it's still very cool. Yeah, it's definitely an industrial facility over there. You know what it is? Oh, put it in the comments to try not to crash the truck here, Prime. That'd be absolutely lovely if I didn't do that. It's been a while since I've been here in the 9900i, and I decided to come back to it. It's a really good heavy haul vehicle, to be honest. That kind of classic, just American truck. That's the best way to describe it. It's honestly just a really nice truck. But happy to be back. And the one thing I will say is you may have noticed that there is no there's no mods, and there's something I should have said it in actually the first look video. I honestly forgot because there was so much that I was going through. None of these early access videos that I do in general, or even for the betas, I very rarely run mods in the betas, but especially here, any early access videos I do never have mods in them, unless if I specify with a specific exemption, which I highly doubt that will happen. Don't worry, so just so you know, just to clarify, there are no mods in this save. I am not using anything. Everything you see is stock ATS and the Texas DLC, and of course the Special Transports DLC for the sake of this delivery. There's no extra enhancements, anything like that. What you see is what you can get if you just purchase the game and their selective DLCs and start playing. That's what you see. That's how I like to run kind of the betas and DLC releases and stuff anyways. I don't like to add stuff in right away just for the sake of seeing how it runs, what it actually looks like, for the sake of graphical modifications if that happens. Stability, that's a big thing, especially for something that's early access. I would never dare to run any third-party mod just in case there is a performance hit that really isn't the DLC's fault itself. It's just a third-party mod that isn't compatible at all. So just keep that in mind, and that's generally a common theme as far as I know across all of the early access videos, especially for ATS and ETS2. It's just kind of a common thing that a lot of us do. And I mean, it's honestly, that's kind of the way I like to see for new content. What is just the content itself? What am I actually paying for? Not stuff that you can get on third-party mod sites and the Steam Workshop. Obviously, as time goes on, once DLC releases has been out for a little bit, we'll start adding stuff back in. Once 1.46, now that it is officially released, once there's been a bit of time for stuff to update if it needs to, and so on, so forth. It's all good. It will happen in due time. But for now, we must enjoy the... Oh, come on, exterior camera or cinematic. There we go. Oh, that's a shot. We've got to enjoy what ATS has to offer. And to be honest, I don't take that as a way as like, oh, we have to do it, you know, out of obligation. We legit... It's amazing. it's amazing. And what ATS in Texas has to offer is something that really just... It's very few games can offer, in my opinion. Is that a dry riverbed? Heh, interesting. Well, we are in Texas, so wouldn't be surprised, but it is warm down here, apparently. I've heard that a few times. Now, Texas does have apparently some very different... And how many times can I say apparently? According to some of you guys, Texas can have some pretty interesting weather combinations happen, depending on where you are in the state, because it is so vast. Geography changes quite a bit from east to west and north to south. So at least for me as a Canadian, I generally know about Texas weather whenever there's an extreme system. For example, when the occasional hurricane will come in, or the big storms that cause, unfortunately, devastation. They're the ones that generally hit the more global and North American news networks that cover for that us Canadians will hear about a bit easier. And I guess same goes for you guys down in the States. It's not like you guys hear about too much that happens up here in Canada, as far as I know, for weather, unless if it's something major. So from what I can tell, and from what you guys have said, that it seems to have a fairly large weather swing. So that's actually very neat to be able to see, you know, just some like dry riverbeds, although it's not good. Kind of a neat addition to the game. Just something that's dynamic. Well, actually, I say dynamic. Maybe it will actually have water in it at times too. I don't even know. That would be interesting. Seasons is something that I think would be a huge addition to ATS and ETS2. I don't know if that's down the line. It'd be amazing if it is. Honestly, seasons is something that I think both games kind of is the biggest feature that, for the sake of realism, that they both lack. There's not too many games that have active seasons anyways, but I honestly think being able to choose, you know, seasons, or especially if it's based on where you are, temperatures and stuff, having that kind of be part, or at least an option to turn on and off. But I honestly think seasons would be something that people, you know, necessarily shy away from. Going through the different times of the year, I think it'd be very neat, especially if, assuming that it wasn't locked in. If it wasn't locked in based on real time, you could actually choose kind of how fast the month cycles go for seasons. I think that'd be very cool. Almost basically in a sense of how Farming Simulator works. The newer Farming Simulators that have the seasons built in instead of the mod. Them having the seasons built in, and the way that you can change how many day cycles are in a month, and kind of have that dynamic chain and the different elements that come with it, that would be very neat. And for trucking, that is very important. Different times have different demands, and I guess that would get into even more rabbit hole of like what deliveries are available. But I think seasons would be cool. For the sake of a content creator side, that would be very fun to have different seasons. I mean, the scenery in the game is already incredible. Now, I know it would be a huge undertaking to make sure like leaves in fall could change color. I don't believe that would be an easy thing to do, especially with the amount of trees that are in both games. Unless if they have been set up for the kind of every tree is like they kind of separated in like leaves asset and the tree itself. Like, it's kind of hard how they have designed. I don't know how they've designed those assets, but you know, it'd be very neat to have seasons. But whether it happens now or way down the line, or if it never happens, you know what, honestly, I'm just happy with whatever we get in these games. The fact that we get plenty of free updates, let alone the amazing paid for content like these map DLCs, that's all I can honestly ask for. anything else, to be honest, is just a bonus. I'll take, like, if that's the next major step, for example, that SESoft will want to do, I'm all open for it. If not, if that's something that is kind of being talked about potentially, but not actually any form of official plan, that's perfectly fine as well. I'm honestly happy with whatever comes to the games, because SESoft do a great job at fielding out what is needed in the games and what is just a perfect addition, just for as almost like a candy, kind of like what's an extra kind of gameplay candy item that they can just throw in just to make life a little bit sweeter. That's the kind of situation that we're in, and I really do enjoy it. Big highway by the looks of it up there. Yeah, that's a big old overpass right there. I guess technically an underpass because we're underpassing them. Whatever. Don't need to go into technicalities. Looks like we're getting close to Amarillo. If I do pronounce anything wrong over the coming episodes, please let me know how to actually pronounce it in the comments down below of the videos. I mess stuff up all the time, especially in your Euro Truck Simulator 2. Those who watch my ETS2 videos are absolute legends for putting up with how I butcher different European town names and just names in general. But over here in ATS, it's a little bit easier, but there are some things that obviously I'm not going to pronounce properly. I just don't know well enough. I don't know the areas well enough to be able to say that. And no matter how much research I do, I'm going to mess it up. It's just the way it is. I could try and look up so many different sources and I'm still going to mess it up somehow. So I do appreciate all the help that I can get when it comes to pronunciation's sake. And same goes for learning about the different areas, or if you see something, if I always ask questions in videos if I'm, which is more realistic and stuff like that. Feel free to add that as well. I'm more than happy to kind of either adjust or learn, to be honest, about the different areas. That's something that's very important to me. It's constantly evolving, especially here on YouTube, and learning about the different areas, because I don't want to be spreading false information. I do my best not to say anything I don't know, and I'll openly just say I don't know it and ask you guys about it, and you guys are more than willing to help, so I do appreciate that a lot. Delivery's going nice and smooth. Beautiful sunset. We started kind of in the morning, and now it is the evening. It's 7 o'clock now in-game time, and we're getting closer. We're gonna make our way over here. Just gotta kind of start drifting. Hopefully our back IA gets over. Now we can completely come over. I'm so paranoid about failing these missions. I don't know if it's gotten any easier or harder to fail the missions, but I'm always paranoid that something's going to happen, just because of how my past experiences. I don't even know if it's been on camera, to be honest. I can't even remember, but I'm pretty sure some of the issues were... I do know two pretty explicit kind of fears in my head and memories with the Special Transports DLC when I was trying to get used to it and I had no idea what I was doing. First delivery I ever did got canceled because I messed up the first lane maneuver by doing it first before both vehicles moved. Second of all, was one, I don't even think it was on camera, but I managed to, well, essentially just fail a mission by not moving. Trying to do my intro for a video, so that all got cut out because I had to just choose a different delivery. But yeah, trying to start a video, having issues with my intro, and it ended up canceling the delivery because I hadn't moved, and so it failed me. So that's why on the videos like this, I get moving fairly quickly and do the rest of it on the move. Honestly, that's not a bad thing. It's probably arguably better than sitting around and yabbering for a bit and then finally getting on the move. It's a little bit more productive, but it's, it sometimes can feel a bit more rushed. I don't try to make it feel like that, but it's the way it is at times, and I just kind of have a little bit of Special Transports PTSD, and I don't like to use PTSD because it's a serious thing, but I think you can understand where I'm coming from. Just got a little cautious about my past experiences. I don't need to be getting over. See, that's how I failed. I failed these things before. Moving without them doing it, and then they don't like it if you stay there too long. I don't know if we're going to be getting over again. We are getting very close, and I don't know if it goes down to just 2 lanes. Oh, and here's the rock faces. Here we go. This is kind of the stuff that I was waiting to see, to be honest. Oh, we got to turn on the lights. I accidentally cycled them all off. These are the kind of things that I knew were on the western side of the state. It's really nice to see them in person, or at least virtually in person. You know what I mean. It's a lovely area, this. The DLC just it continues to deliver. I can't wait to hit the eastern side of the state. That's going to be really neat. I won't lie, I've tried to teleport around, kind of creating a plan for what I'm going to do. So I'd be lying if I said I haven't like seen glimpses of the different areas. But obviously I haven't done full-on deliveries officially yet. So yeah, that's going to be really, really neat. To see how that one goes on the eastern side and see how different it is. It's apparently very different from the blog posts. So it's going to be very interesting to see how that one develops. That guy's blocking traffic. Thank you very much. Let's head down here and drop off this massive reservoir. I had this or a box. I decided on the reservoir. I didn't feel like taking a massive box today. I don't know, that was just me, but to each their own. I just didn't feel like hauling a massive box, so we're hauling a massive tank instead. Yeah. Limited options. Limited options. That's all good. It's honestly not bad. Oh, look at this. If this isn't truly amazing right now. Okay, let's just... Okay, this is stopping. Hopefully they don't... Or creeping. Look at that view. Oil pumps, windmills, a beautiful sunset, Texas kind of plains. This is something else. This is what we were waiting for. That view over here, this is Texas. This is the Texas DLC. And this is the kind of stuff that I'm really excited to be just doing. Finally getting hands on the DLC for my own, being able to explore. Look at this, just the dusk. It's just so good. So good. Looks like we're kind of going down to like just a bit of an oil well site down here anyways, which is very cool. I always like these kind of more unique areas. They're always so neat. Looks like parking is going to be easy with us today, which is always good. I like these heavy hauls when they're a bit easier parking. Makes my life a lot easier. So let's pull in here, and then I'm going to thank you guys so much for watching. What an episode. First heavy haul done in Texas. Everything's bigger in Texas. So is the deliveries. I mean, they're just truly incredible. Once again, thank you all so much for watching, and I'll see you in the next one.